I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett for Faith Positive TV. This week we're talking about how you can do business God's way. Our scripture passage for this week comes from 2 Kings, the 12th chapter, the 15th verse. The scripture says, "No accounting of this money was required from the construction supervisors because they were honest and trustworthy men." Do you trust the people you do business with? Or do you check out behind everyone, the mechanic, the contractor, even your business partner? Sure seems trust in business is rare these days, doesn't it? And even among Christians. And yet, what better opportunity do you have as a Christian business person to represent Christ best than at work? This scripture passage has King Joash deciding that the temple had been in disrepair long enough. He renovated the temple so God could be worshiped properly again. In describing this whole renovation project, the writer tells us a great deal about the kind of workers Joash chose. In an easy to overlook verse, he writes, "No accounting of this money was required from the construction supervisors because they were honest and trustworthy men." In other words, there were no itemized statements. There were no purchase order matched invoices. There were not even any contract negotiations. The entire project was done on a handshake. Now, can people do business with you like that? Here's how to be honest and trustworthy so that you do business God's way. First of all, always tell the truth regardless. Doing business today means that sometimes projects go better and faster than you anticipated, but it seems more likely than not those other times show up, and perhaps more often than not, something happens that you didn't expect. Either way, tell the truth. Avoid bragging when it turns out better because it's really not about you, right? Avoid blaming when it goes sideways. Tell the truth regardless and do business God's way. Secondly, always treat others the way you want to be treated regardless. You see, you and me and all of us really have clients that we absolutely love to work with. They listen and they follow, they do what they say they're going to do. And then we have clients we can't get rid of fast enough. They demand more and more. They delay getting you what you need. And then it's your fault the project slows down, right? Thank the ones you love and ask them for referrals, right? Thank the ones you don't love and give them a break. They're human too. Sure, put a border guard up around that relationship going forward, but treat them the way you want someone to treat you when you're not at your best. So treat others, secondly, the way you want to be treated regardless. Thirdly, always trust God with the outcomes regardless. You see, when you trust God with the outcomes of a project, whether it's renovating your temple or whether it's renegotiating a contract, the results are always better. Most often, you break your promises of trust when you stress over the outcomes, right? When you fear the results must be manipulated, when your anxiety overwhelms your faith. The more you trust God with the outcomes, the more trustworthy you are to your clients. And by trusting God, you gain this inner confidence that regardless of how the unexpected intrudes, the outcomes are in God's hands. It's this kind of confidence in God that's attractive, that makes you trustworthy in all of your work relationships. So always trust God with the outcomes regardless. Be honest and trustworthy as a Christian in your work. Do business God's way and watch as your faith increases with greater joy at work and you love God and others more. For Faith Positive TV, I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett.
Discover your free Faith Positive coaching program, Be Still and Know, at getpositive.today/faith-positive.